This is America's most luxurious train, the Rocky Mountaineer, Rockies to Red Rocks. And as its name suggests, it travels 2 days through the Rocky Mountains with an open-air deck and a lounge car, while served first-class meals and drinks before ending at the Red Rocks of Moab, Utah. I'm Mike, and I'm traveling across the U.S. by rail, and I started 4 weeks ago at the most southern train station in America, and I'm headed to Alaska to end at the most northern train station in America, all while riding some of the most iconic, historic, and unique trains this country has. This is DownieLive Travels by Train. But first, we need the right passenger. And I think I have just the person. It's their 70th birthday today. So, Mom, here you go.
Oh, Mike.
Happy birthday. You see, growing up, my mom used to get National Geographic and Outside magazine mailed to the house, and the Utah editions were always her favorite. A trip to Utah is her bucket list trip.
So, remember in 2016 when I surprised you with a trip to the States? Well, it's time we do that again. Whoa! So get ready for a DownieLive Rockies to Red Rock surprise experience. Woo! Ready? Woo!
What's it say at the end?
Let's go.
Let's go! We gotta go! We got your bag packed! Bye, everyone! The thing is, she doesn't know where this birthday trip is taking her. Not there yet.
Not where yet.
Yeah. Mom, welcome to the Rocky Mountaineer.
Woo! Fantastic, Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, on the count of three, we're going to shout, all aboard, all right?
Ready.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All aboard!
Welcome aboard!
Here we go. So, what does this train offer? This is a huge, spacious train. And so, the train has large, and most importantly, clean, glass-domed windows, a fold-down table, and a menu for first-class meals brought to us at our seat. And I think while we're waiting to start, we'll go do a bathroom tour. Wheelchair accessible. Wow. Look at this. I can't even touch the wall. Look how spacious this is. Simple toilet. Nice big mirror. This is much better than the bathroom that I was in on the airplane to get here. That should be right there. Look how small that was. Look how big this is. Thank you so much. Cheers. Yeah. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, take a look to your left, take a look to your right, say hello to your neighbors, raise a glass, and let's cheers to the adventure.
Cheers. Time to sit back and relax with a mimosa as we leave the station. Now, the first stretch of track is through the industrial areas just outside of Denver, but we're distracted by breakfast. We've got the drink cart already, hardly out of the station.
Pretty good service, amazing service.
There's the California Zephyr. We run along some of the same tracks as the Amtrak route, but we'll let them go first because our train will go a little slower so we can enjoy the scenery more. That's what we're here for, after all.
Lovely. Whoa.
Thank you. Oh, this looks delicious.
Really one of the best scones.
I was going to say, this I think is the best scone I've ever had. I don't eat a lot of scones. My favorite spot on the train is the outdoor deck, where I can stick my head out into the wind and take better pictures. But there's another spot on the train that's pretty special. Now, they say there's a lounge car, so let's go find that. Wow. Mom, you've got to see this.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What?
Jeff, what do you think?
This is dope.
Yeah.
We found the spot. Look at this. Okay. This is an incredible rail experience.
This is like really, really cool.
This is classic rail luxury.
This is it.
With like a modern touch, though.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it in this bar. What?
I'm not gonna lie, this is all I need.
That's it.
This is all I need. So this lounge is great. It's happening, but there's a second lounge. I want to go see it. And they say this one is a little bit more modern looking. Both lounges offer the same amenities. They just have a slightly different feel. Well, let me know. Which one do you prefer? Personally, I think I'd choose the historic one. It's just a little warmer, a little more inviting. This trip only covers 380 miles over the 2 days. But that's because it's not designed to get you from A to B as quickly as possible, but rather for you to experience as much of this landscape as you can. Not only is this one of the most scenic stretches of track in the country, but it also has some interesting engineering features. Firstly, you'll notice a few tunnels. Well, actually, a lot. There are 33 tunnels in just 13 miles. This is the most dense section of tunnels in the world. And slowly, we get outside of the greater Denver area and begin our ascent into the Rocky Mountains. So these low wires are sensors for rockfall. It'll knock it off, and that alerts them that there's a rockfall on the tracks.
Clever.
Yeah. That's some fresh Rocky Mountaineer. Perfect day for this. Now, just in the first hour of being on board, it's already been an incredible blend of scenery and engineering. So the terrain here is so steep and rocky, it's difficult to have a train go up it, which is why we often go through it. And this will never get old. As you can see on the side of the tunnels, they're all numbered. That's tunnel 20. So what are your initial thoughts?
Pretty neat. Lots of rocks and trees and tunnels.
Aren't you a huge tunnel fan?
Oh,
I remember.
Love being in the dark.
Another advantage of riding the Rocky Mountaineer is that your experience comes with a car attendant. And August here is incredibly knowledgeable and shares facts and stories along the way, which also means that you never miss a photo opportunity because he always warns you when it's coming up. Apparently there's some residents that love the trains. We're gonna see if we can spot them. Oh, that's great. Last week, I traveled with my dad, and this week with my mom. They're not separated, they're still happily together after 37 years, but it's still good to spend time with them individually. Instead of getting to know them as my parents, I'm getting to know Allison a little bit better. Which feels weird to say as a 35-year-old, but I've just never really taken the time. This really is one of the most enjoyable train atmospheres I think I've ever encountered.
Unbelievable. Piano playing, no one there.
We're just about to enter the famous Moffat Tunnel, which has us cross under the Continental Divide. It's over 6 miles long and will take us about 15 minutes to go through. I think the most impressive part about the Moffat Tunnel, other than it's incredibly long, it's actually the highest point we reach in altitude on this trip, yet we're underground.
That's true. So we're currently at 9,500 or 9,300 feet, and then the mountain is actually on top of us. We're actually traveling underneath a lake right now.
Wow.
Yes. And they used to have problems with it leaking into the tunnel, so they had to line the bottom of the lake.
Wow. Gosh, the engineering on this is amazing.
Well, absolutely.
And just on the other side of the Moffat Tunnel is a ski resort. And now it's back to the scenery where we'll be riding alongside the Fraser River. Each lounge offers a different feeling, but my preference is still outdoors on the deck with the wind in my hair. I really couldn't plan much of a better day. Now, the nice thing about this train is that no matter where you are, you will always have great windows and great views. And so we settle in to watch the rafters ready for wine service and lunch. I should say that all food and drink is included with your ticket price. I like my wine to match my rocks.
Red's the color of the day.
There we go. How am I doing with the surprise trip, Mom?
Amazingly, Mike, it's first class.
The restaurant I chose is good so far.
It's divine, fabulous food and scenery.
You're a tough critic, so this is good. And this isn't even as red as it gets. I mean, I didn't know it yet, but day 2 will really blow me away. And my mom too, which is what we're all here for. I'm not the only one filming here today. There's a TV show filming as well. So for now, we're happy and relaxed. Just what my mom should be on her 70th birthday. I mean, 40th. Sorry, Mom. The scenery just keeps getting better and better and better. And you already know how I feel about dessert. And once again, we're letting Amtrak past. There's the California Zephyr going the other way. Whoosh. All right, now we can go again. The amazing part about this trip is that there isn't just one scenic spot along the way, but people are constantly taking photos as the landscape is constantly changing. Once you think you're starting to get bored, you go around another corner or turn into another canyon. It feels like you could do this trip every single day and it would never feel the same. Just based off what I've seen today, I would absolutely say this has to be added to any bucket list train experience. But I hear the Utah landscape that we'll see tomorrow is even better. So I'm really excited about that, and I know my mom is too. Now, as we're nearing the end of our day and heading towards Glenwood Springs, we still have to go through this, the incredible Glenwood Canyon, which actually holds an interesting spot in railroad history. So we're on the Rio Grande tracks, which was originally built as the Rio Grande Railway, and they noticed that passengers were always craning their necks to to look up to see the top of the Glenwood Canyon because they just had small windows, and so they actually made the first glass domed cars specifically for this piece of rail. Beyond being at the bottom of a steep and narrow gorge, the other impressive feature here is Highway I-70. It winds and twists along, often having to have one direction on top of the other just to fit in this tight space. Now, as you may have noticed, this is a 2-day long train trip, but there aren't any sleeper cars. Well, that's because they don't want us to miss a moment of scenery, so instead, we'll be staying in a hotel overnight in the western town of Glenwood Springs, Colorado. And the best part is, they hand us our room keys while we're still on the train, and our hotel is right across the street from the station, with our luggage already in our room waiting for us.
Wow, crazy.
And that's part of why I love traveling by train, is having these opportunities to get out and explore along the way. So we have dinner with some new friends from the train. Good. And now it's the morning of the day my mom has been looking forward to for 25 years. Ready for day 2.
Oh, sure
Moab.
am.
That's where we're going.
Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
This is the scenery I have never seen before.
And I haven't either. Some great scenery.
A little adventure that she doesn't know about yet.
Woo! Love adventure. Can't wait.
Okay, Mom, enough camera time. Let's go.
And she still doesn't know what I have planned for us at the end of today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning, August.
Morning, welcome back.
Thank you. Look at that sunrise coming up on the red rocks. Glenwood Springs was beautiful, and I wish I'd had more time. I'm excited for Moab. All right, thank you for a great stay, Glenwood Springs, and bye.
See ya. Have fun in Moab.
Thanks. But first things first, breakfast.
2 frittatas.
Frittata.
Frittata.
Half a coffee in us and we're good to go. And so now we're settled in and enjoying the Colorado scenery rolling by. You want to know what wakes you up faster than coffee in the morning? A train going full steam, baby! Okay, we're awake. Let's go have breakfast. Starting with local cinnamon rolls. Breakfast in a canyon.
Frittata in a canyon.
Frittata. They say the view helps make it taste better.
Oh, that must be it.
Must be it.
Oh,
So that right there is Grand Mesa, and they say it is the world's largest flat top mountain. It's not actually that tall, but it's about 500 square miles of flat plateau at the top. What do you think?
Pretty wonderful. Lovely colors, great countryside.
That was a nice station. We passed by Grand Junction Union Station and continue towards Utah. This stretch of American landscape is not accessible by car, so you can only see it by train or river rafting.
So cool. Too cool. Oh my gosh.
Is this what we came for?
Oh my gosh.
And my mom is excited. This is what she's always wanted to see.
Oh my, look at this road. Oh my gosh.
And we're not even in Utah yet. That's exactly why I brought her.
It's a wall of red and it's gorgeous.
I know this is an expensive luxury train trip, and not everyone can necessarily afford it. But on this trip from Miami to Alaska, I've made friends sleep in a caboose, and my dad freeze on Amtrak. But this is my mom's birthday, and she deserves this. I mean, all the work she's put into raising and supporting me, the least I can do is give her her dream trip. This might be the moment she's been waiting 25 years for. But trust me, this is even more fun for me. There's nothing out here. Nothing else out here.
Nobody, nothing.
Just you and I.
Yeah.
And 600 other passengers. Couldn't have picked anyone better to bring on this trip. So the train is slowing down so we can see the Colorado-Utah state line, and I think I've got the right spot to be to capture this. Welcome to Utah. You made it. Should I tell people to follow you on Instagram with all the photos you're getting? You can follow me on Instagram at Downie. I'll share your photos for you. And she still doesn't even know what's waiting for her at the end of all of this. But for her, this trip has already been worth it, especially with the special greeting team as we pull into the station here in Moab. Thanks, August. Welcome. It was a great trip. Woo! 2 days later, and here we are, Moab, Utah. We're off the train, but that's not it, because what do you do in Moab, Utah? We're about to find out. You see, my mom is the adventurous parent, the wild one, and I know exactly what she wants to do. Utah is home to 5 national parks and 43 state parks, which makes it the adventure capital of the US. And all my mom wants to do is play in the Red Rocks. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You always wanted one of these, right? It's her birthday after all. She may be turning 70, but she's as adventurous as ever. Nothing makes her smile more than being outdoors with a little adrenaline. And this Hummer delivers. I mean, really, there's no better way to get out into the heart of Utah to have a little fun than with some serious off-roading. Hands up! Come on, Mom! No, not you, Chad! Hands on the wheel! Go! This is exactly what my mom wants. And if you need proof, look at her. Other than the laughter and the smile, you can tell she's loving it because she won't put her phone down. If she's enjoying it, she wants photos. My mom has waited 25 years for this trip, and I think she'd say it's been worth it. But my advice to you is to do it now. The world is changing quickly, so get out there and do whatever is on your bucket list. It's not about the luxury train or riding in a Hummer. It's about sitting and laughing together. I mean, that's what makes this trip memorable. And it ends in the best way. Parking up at the top of a rock and getting to spend this moment with the incredible woman who raised me. The sun might be setting, but you shine brighter than ever, Mom. Happy birthday. And with that, my journey of riding trains from the most southern train station in America to the most northern continues. But the ferry we're taking to Alaska only runs once every 2 weeks, which means I have some extra time. So let's help my friend, Will Edmond, check some destinations off his train bucket list, including a steam train and the Grand Canyon. But first, come along next week as I take him on board his first cog railway experience on America's highest altitude train. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this incredible rail adventure right here on DownieLive Travels by Train.